Hi folks, well, it's the final day out on my adventure. I'm heading home. I'm about 2 hours away. So this trip here started out in Little Wolf Campground in Tupper Lake. It was treacherous paddling up in there. The lake was a lot of wind, and it was windy the entire time we were there. But the campground's really nice. It's a really decent campground. The people there, pretty good. The caretaker there, excellent. So, I highly recommend if you're going to be in Tupper Lake, look up Little Wolf Campground. I then went to Limekill Campground in Inlet. There was 17 campers in Limekill. I had the loop all to myself, but I kind of like a Limekill campground. The spot that I was at, the site is a wide open site, so my solar panels can get full sun all day long. And the caretaker there is a pretty good dude too. So got to go from, staying at Limekill, got to go over to Big Moose Lake and paddle Big Moose Lake. That's something that, not a lot of people get a chance to do, because it's a restrictive lake. You gotta be able to pay to get on there. You gotta have your vessel, your kayak, your canoe, your boat, whatever you have. It's gotta be spotless in order to get on the lake, or they're gonna deny entry. And then got to go into the Moose River Plains and up on the Helldiver, and that was quite the experience. That was, it's not a large body of water to paddle. It really is not. But just to get up in there and just sit there and listen for a couple hours, and hoping Bruce the Moose would come out, but he didn't. And the last couple of nights I stayed at Golden Beach State Park. Now, that's right on Racket Lake, and it's not a bad campground. My only beef with it is you get on that Reserve America, the reserve sites here, and the state campgrounds, but they say they accommodate big rigs. Now, I got a 26-foot camper, and the site that I was on was can accommodate up to 40 foot, and it could very easily, be able to accommodate a big camper with a screened-in gazebo if you want one with your vehicle parked there. It was big enough to do that. The problem was the road getting to it. Now, the road getting to it it's not only narrow, but it's windy and around trees. And if the longer you are, with my truck and camper, I'm pretty near 50 foot long, and you gotta go around these trees, and some of them are pretty tight. They got branches hanging into the road that are scrubbing down the side of your rig. So if you have a rig that you paid $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for, you're not going to want that. And plus, they have branches hanging down the road that are scrubbing across the roof of your camper. And that's another thing that I don't like happening. But if you have a pop-up or a smaller camper, Golden Beach is not a bad campground. But if you have a large RV, I would probably stay away from there. But the place is pretty decent. The facilities are great. It's right on Racket Lake. There's a hell of a beach there. No signs of any bears, no signs of any moose during this trip. Of course, I'm not home yet. I'm still on Route 28. I'm just outside of Blue Mountain, a couple miles outside of Blue Mountain. Now, I packed up this morning, and I'm just, like I said, just outside of Blue Mountain Lake. I'm hoping to stop at Blue Mountain Lake here and get a cup of coffee at the local store. But this about ends my journey. Unless something happens in the next 2 hours. Route 28's kind of in rough shape here. They're working on it. There's construction all the way from Blue Mountain Lake down to Old Forge, so they're working on it. Hopefully by next summer it'll be all set. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to follow the adventure. Thanks for joining me.